This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
We're always in a wait and see, but nevertheless, we're always ready.
Fire season is right around the corner, and experts say that we have plenty of fuel to burn. Fire Watch, yes, Fire Watch tops Channel 2 News at 5:30. So as the snow begins to melt, the grass dries up and fire danger becomes the real concern. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Landon Miller.
And I'm Kristen Revington. Okay, let's talk about this fire season. Angela Schilling joins us live from East Reno with a fire forecast. Angela, some years we get so much rain, more fuel. Some we don't get enough rain. It dries things out. How do things stand right now?
Well, right now things are still pretty green, and if you look behind me though, there's a ton of brush here, and as we head into the next month or so and things start to warm up, all this brush is also going to start to dry out and be ready to burn.
Between Custer and Osage.
The 2017 fire season was a busy one.
It's hard to top last year. It was such a big year. It looks about the same.
Once again, our fire season could start to ramp up a tad early, even in May, especially if we have a stretch of hot and dry weather. We have a high risk of fires this year.
Fine fuel's really not much of a change because we still have all the grass from last year plus the new growth. So that's still going to be our biggest issue this year, is going to be the low elevation grass areas that have all of that growth.
You know, we're always concerned about wildland season. It's the natural disaster that hits our area with regularity.
And it's something that can happen at any time. One thing that is different this year is the amount of snow in the higher elevations. With less snow to melt, places around Tahoe could see an earlier start to the season. But the main concern is the valley. The outlook looks worse in some spots than others.
We did have a pretty good snowstorm back in mid-March where we had 8+ inches of snowfall here on the valley floor in far western Nevada. And that did compact some of the fuels because it sat on the ground for about 4 days before it actually melted.
Grass can dry out pretty quickly too. Before we know it, most of the vegetation could be ready to burn.
And until that longer term drying trend really materializes, that's when the soil moistures will really start coming down.
And once it does, the fire season could be similar to last year. And keep in mind, with a great looking forecast this weekend, it also will be a nice time to just clean up your backyard and make room for defensible space. Covering Fire Watch Live, Angela Schilling, Channel 2 News.
All right, more Fire Watch for you now.